What are a couple tips for somebody who's looking to be the next Gerald Undone?
You can't be. I got it locked down, okay?
Hey, Gerald.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? I heard you were at the B&H store, so I figured I'd ask you 21 questions.
Sounds good, let's do it.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm a YouTuber. Mostly focused, I would say, on camera gear, reviews, tutorials. I like to say anything that covers like the spectrum of creative technology, gear that you use to create stuff. I try to make videos about that.
So what brings you to the store today?
Well, it's actually the first time I've been to the store, and I figured kind of have to come, right, and check it out and see what you guys have. Never been here, never been to New York, so I love B&H.
What's your go-to camera and lens?
I guess that would depend on what I'm doing. For photo, for travel, for any just kind of like when I don't know what I'm doing, I typically bring the Sony a7 III, and really any 35mm lens. Lately I've been using the 35-1.8 from Sony. If I'm doing video, then I've been using a lot of these Black Magics, like the 4K, 6K. That's like my main shot at home. But I have a lot of Sonys around me all the time.
So what's your favorite piece of gear?
That's a tough one. You know, I think I'd probably say the Atomos Ninja 5. Do you mind if we go check out the audio section? Because I've already seen all this.
Sure, I'm here on your time.
Okay.
So what got you into gear reviewing?
Actually, well, when I started making videos a long time ago, they were about something completely different, but I was making videos about the gear that I was using to make those videos, and they did a lot better than the videos that I was making at the time. So there was a huge disparity. So that, well, I guess everybody wants to see my gear reviews more than they want to see the wacky videos I was making. And now here we are.
So what was your first job ever?
First job ever, like first video for YouTube? Actually has nothing to do with anything. It was an acoustic cover of me playing a Radiohead song, exit music for a film, I think. If I were to answer relative to this though, it would be I did like a really, really simple, basic like DIY lighting video a few years ago, which I keep getting comments on that people go like, I think I found the first ever Gerald video, and it's so like goofy, but the real answer is like 12 years ago, and it's a Radiohead acoustic cover. Don't look for it, you can't find it.
And so what camera were you using to shoot those?
That's a great question. What was I using? I think it's possible I was using a webcam. I know, I honestly think that might be what it was, because we're gonna go with webcam, I think.
What was your first camera ever?
That was an old film camera. I mean, not old in terms of film camera, but it was a Praktica MTL5, I think. That was the first camera I ever had. You wanna know what I used it for? Photographing complete Lego builds that I made. They were pretty good.
And look where you are now.
There you go. Professional Lego photographer.
What's your favorite part of your work?
Probably the autonomy. I think this is the most like blessed part of the job or whatever, is that I get to do what I want, when I want, make videos about what I want to make them about, and it just feels great to be able to tinker with things in my underwear if I want at home, and then think this is eventually going to be a project that's going to turn into something that hopefully people want to see. That sense of autonomy is super valuable to me. I'm a terrible employee, so.
So now, do you have a least favorite?
I guess there'd be a flip side to that, which is that if you're going to base everything on content that you're making for a potential audience, I do feel sometimes a little bit like beholden to my audience's expectations, and sometimes that can be a little bit stressful. Like maybe I have an idea, and then in my head it's like, are they gonna like this? Does this make any sense? Is this gonna get views? And so there's some stress and some anxiety that goes along with that. And being able to distance myself from that in order to pursue what I actually want to do so that I still have the passion for it is a challenge sometimes. And it's the opposite of that autonomy in a way. So it's like an artificial lack of autonomy that I've created. So a bit of a balancing act there, I think. Excuse me. Oh, fun coincidence. The order, I also ordered some. That's the reason why I'm here. I have an order to pick up, and it is ready right now. So if you don't mind, we can go get that order. Hi.
Hi, what's the name?
Gerald Undone.
Right. Here's the item.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you mind if we go check out the lighting section?
Sure.
Cool.
So wait, what did you end up getting? What's in the bag?
Oh, really exciting stuff here. This is been pre-ordered for months and months and months. Nobody has these yet. They're extremely rare. It's a SD card. No. The reality is I actually need this for while I'm here. And because I thought I was coming by anyway, I could save the shipping it to Canada. It's just a 128 gig Sony Tough card from an A6600 because I keep running out of space using the 64 gigs. So they're great cards. Nothing, it's not as exciting as it.
So do you have any upcoming series that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, actually that's one of the main reasons that I'm here. Not that B&H wasn't the main reason, but I'm shooting a series right now for, it's for my own channel. It's called Studios Undone, and basically I'm going to other YouTubers and creators' spaces and kind of like reviewing their studios in sort of a semi-sarcastic way, but also finding out like how they make their videos and what they do and interview them and that kind of thing. And I was shooting one while I was here with New Yorker Sarah Dici.
So you have 100K subscribers.
I do.
Did you think you were going to become this successful?
No, the answer would be no, I guess. I never know what to predict. Like every little milestone that you make along the way, even when it's just getting from like 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, it's always like, holy crap, I can't believe that I did that, you know? But I would say that the 100K thing was kind of like my ultimate goal, and I hit that, so that's wild, and now I don't even know what to do with myself. But there's another part of it that I feel really happy about, I guess would be, which is the success part of it. And I don't think that that's necessarily tied to the subscriber count, but at this time, especially for the last few months, my channel's been like really like popping off, and I get a lot of messages from people like, oh, you've changed my life, you've like, you know, made my shoots better, you've inspired me, that kind of stuff. So that's insane. The collaborations I've been doing, there's just so many things that just awesome, that's a level of success for me that I didn't predict at all. I thought I was just gonna be some guy making gear reviews, and it would be, you know, hopefully moderately successful, whatever that means, but I would consider this to be really successful and not what I anticipated, no. I know it seems like I got like ADD or whatever, but do you mind if we go upstairs and check out the photo area? Okay, I want to get everything in while I'm here, you know?
So while we're walking, what are a couple tips for somebody who's looking to be the next Gerald Undone?
You can't be. I got it locked down, okay? No. I would say, that's a good question too. Got some good questions. Okay, couple tips. One, escalators are hard, okay? Careful with those. I would say my first tip would be that you have to be genuine. I don't mean this in the cheesy way, but if you want to do like what I do, I get really deep and like nerdy into camera gear, and it would be exhausting if you didn't really like it. So you have to be passionate about it, and I legitimately am. I really do like nerding out on stuff, and I think that I can convey that to my audience, that this guy's really into what he's doing. And so it's a genuineness that I think is important, and that will help you build sort of like a relationship with your audience, that they're going to feel like they're actually hanging out with a real person, and then shared interests that you'll develop will be legitimate ones with your audience. And I think that will help you increase there's a big thing on YouTube where you want to have an audience that actually watches your videos and don't have a big number disparity, and I think that will help with that. So basically find something that you like, do it because you like doing it, film it, and then hopefully you'll find like-minded people that also like doing it, and make sure that it's something that you would want to do regardless of whether or not anything came from it. And over time, you'll build an audience, and it will work out that you'll be true to yourself, you'll be doing the thing you want to do. This sounds kind of like some sappy kind of advice, but it's actually legitimate advice. And if I can give one more tip while I'm thinking of it, it's the opposite side of all this, is to not feel entitled. This is the thing that I always say, is that I find that entitlement is a big problem with success on platforms like this, because as you do more, you're gonna make really awesome videos, and you're gonna think you put so much work into it and everything, and they're gonna bomb. For some reason, they'll just bomb, and then you'll think, I deserve more views, I deserve more success from it, and that'll really get you down. So that's why I like to tell people right up front that YouTube is extremely hard, and don't expect, like miracle things, because then you're gonna start to resent your audience and resent what you're doing and resent the work, because you're not getting the views that you think you deserve. So if you can wrap your mind around all those concepts, then it's just a fun thing where you're filming things that you love. So I don't know if that's easy to digest, but those are my tips.
So, here are some hard-hitting questions.
Hard hitting. Uh-oh.
What do you do for fun aside from your YouTube channel?
I would say music is probably a big one for me. I like playing music. I play like guitar, piano, that kind of thing. I like listening to music. That doesn't sound like a hobby, but I really get into listening to music. So for me, it's a big hobby. So music would be the big one, and then outside of that would be other stuff like, you know, movies and stuff. I'm a big like consumer of media, so that's what I spend the rest of my time doing, you know, when I'm not making videos. And also playing with gear, obviously. I'm a big computer nerd, so anything to do with like computers, gear, tech, that's what I spend the rest of my time on. I like to think of myself as a computer nerd that plays with cameras, not the other way around.
Most people probably know the answer to this, but what's your favorite color?
I have to say purple, right? Or it doesn't count? It's purple, I guess. I like a lot of colors though, but purple's definitely the winner here. Mind if we go this way?
Sure. You do a lot of collaborations. So who's on your wish list?
Well, that's what's great about the series that I'm doing, the Studios Undone series, is that I'm basically just kind of checking off my wish list as I go for collabs for the studios that I go to. But I suppose the ultimate, the final boss, if you will, on the list would maybe be because Marquez Brownlee is working on a new studio now, this like monster studio, right? So I guess that would be like the ultimate studio to tour. So I guess that would be the final boss on the wish list would be MKBHD's new studio, the one he's still working on.
Favorite YouTuber?
That's a tough one. I have so many YouTubers that I like, and a lot of them are my friends, so I can't pick and choose between them. But I think there probably is a channel that I watch more than any other channel. So if they get the vote just based on watch minutes, then it would have to go to Linus Tech Tips, like Linus Sebastian, and the other channels that they have as well. I think the guy's fantastic. Watch all his videos, and I really admire the work ethic that's involved there. He's like built this empire of 30-something staff, like warehouse, making it work where like he doesn't even need to be involved anymore. The videos that they churn out is like more than a video every day. It's straight, I don't know. I just think that that's the channel, at least that I aspire to the most in terms of just kind of like the ultimate YouTuber, if you will, and I love the content.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
This is an interesting one. It was recent. I was going through a time, I think a couple months ago, where as the channel's grown, there's been a lot more people that find my channel that don't know me, don't know who I am, haven't watched the previous stuff. They're just getting recommended videos from some guy they don't know, and maybe they don't like something about me, right? There's like landmines in there when you're going through the comments where you just get these like negative ones that really throw you off. And so I was trying to find different ways to deal with that. And on Twitter, Jacques Slade is the guy, gave this advice about responding like super kindly to the worst comments. And I don't mean ones that you should instantly delete, like if they're just like racist or something, that's not what I'm talking about. Just like something that's like overly critical and you're like, is this guy just having a bad day? Is just to respond super nice and kind to them and take yourself out of it. And I started doing that, and it's worked surprisingly well. Usually the replies that I get back are like, yeah, you know, I appreciate you taking the time to say that I was having a bad day, thanks for letting me share, love your content, sorry about that. That's not everybody, some people are just trolling, but the amount of times that's been the response is surprisingly high. So it's a tough thing to do, but I think that's the best advice I've gotten all year, is to like kill them with kindness, if you will, when you get negative comments. And it's made me feel a lot better about hitting those landmines in the comments, because then I can just move right on, and now I'm feeling happy again to give the good answers back. So that'd be my advice to that.
If there were to be a movie about your life, who would play you?
I feel like I gotta throw this to the comments that always offer suggestions of who I look like. So if we're going for accuracy, then I guess who are the top three? It'd be like Paul Dano, I get that a lot. Joel Edgerton, the Australian actor, and then Conan O'Brien would be the third one. So maybe Conan because he's goofier. But if I were to pick, Keegan-Michael Key.
Who should we interview next?
Caleb from DSLR Video Shooter is a great person to interview. He's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of like history on YouTube and stuff. Like knows a lot of what he's talking about. Would be a great guest. And Josh Yo from Make Art Now would be a good choice too, because that guy's got a lot going on upstairs that I think would be fun to kind of pull apart. He's be a good candidate, I think. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to go check out those Sigma lenses. I'd actually like to shop a little bit while I'm here in New York, if you don't mind.
Thanks for answering our questions.
It was my pleasure.
Enjoy your shopping.
Thank you.